is Sims, and we are back with more Sweet Views, and we are in Urabe's route, and we are getting to the end. We are in Chapter 7, so we should probably get through this and get our ending in this part, and I'm fine with that because Urabe is pissing me off, and I'm not enjoying this. No, I'm very angry. And this is great because we get to get mad a lot. So I am very fucking excited for this chapter. Just for being able, because I'm sure some of this anger is going to be directed at Urabe, and I'm fucking excited about that because he needs a good "What's wrong with you?" Anyway, so back at it. Morning already? I guess I must have slept pretty well. I felt good. This was the day. I was ready to go. Well, no time like the present. I took off the beads Urabe had given me and pulled a large rock out of one of the fish tanks. Ha! The rock slammed into the beads, shattering them. Oh! Wow, that's even pettier than just tossing them somewhere. That ought to do it. Moments later, I heard footsteps from the other side of the door, and it was swung open. Are you all right? Urabe rushed in, his face concerned. Oh, girl, kick him in the nuts! It looked like I'd been right about the prayer beads. It is. He saw the shattered beads on the floor and let out a small sigh of relief. You did this, I take it. Yeah, I had a feeling you'd come running if I did. I didn't know how else to get your attention. I just want to talk. He frowned for a moment, then reached over and slowly shut the door. Very well. Tell me what you wish to say. I hate you. Thank you. I sat down across from him and explained what I'd been thinking about the night before. Really? No. I'm disappointed. Punch him in the face is the right answer. After you brought me back, I had a lot of time to think. I understand why you want to keep me here, and it's sweet of you, but no, it's not. It's fucking crazy. I can't do it. I need to go back. I get it, though. I get it. Okay. All right. I know. All right. So it's because someone is like, but Spacey, she's like, it's sweet of you, but I'm going to try to be nice and convince you because I'm terrified you're going to murder me. Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I get it. Look, she is going to try to, like, oh, it's so nice of you, and you're great and wonderful, and I love you. Just so she doesn't get murdered. And then we are the voice in the back of her head. What's wrong with you? Kill him! Run! But, you know, she can't. She's got to con her way out because she's scared. I get it. You know that's not the case. She's like, it's so sweet of you. You're so great. No, girl, he crazy. He crazy. Don't. Anyway. I can't do it. I need to go back. He frowned again, and his expression grew a little harsher. I can't stop now. I remembered what my uncle had said. No running. Face him head on. I can do this. I want us to go back together. We can beat this game, all 7 of us. But he slowly shook his head. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I cannot bear to expose you to danger, and I do not deserve to return to the others. I had planned to kill them. Once a traitor, always a traitor. They don't feel like that. Nobody died. You actually saved all of us. Oh, dear God. You know we were all looking for you before the hotel showed up that night. If they didn't think you were one of them, why did they do that? He looked down at the floor bitterly. Plus, now's your chance so we can say you tried to save us and protect us all and so you don't have to go to jail and I don't have to be a prison wife. I mean, if we're gonna fall in love with this asshole, at least I don't have to be a prison wife is all I'm saying, right? Can I get something out of this? For several long seconds, the only sound in the room was the soft bubbling of the fish tanks. I regret to say that this conversation must end here. Oh, girl. Please do be one of the get mad times. He stood and walked toward the door. Where are you going? It is too late for me. I told you that I struck a bargain with Hogstein to save your life. He turned back to look at me, and I could see pain in his eyes. In the final game, I am to give my life. What? Wait! What are you saying? I'm going to die. What? Why would you do that? Oh, now. This noble bullshit, you psychopath. During the next game, I'll conceal my identity and fight the other participants. I will lose on purpose, and that loss will kill me. Once the battle is concluded, Hogstein will reveal my identity. His hope is that this will rattle them. And that was the nature of my bargain. I didn't know what to say. Had he really agreed to die to keep me safe? Also, you're kind of a dick because they're gonna kill you, and then they're gonna feel guilt for the rest of their lives. You were seriously gonna psychologically damage people. What's wrong with you? You must live. I wanted to grab him and keep him from leaving, but I couldn't move. My legs shook like trees in a hurricane. No! Girl, please get mad. Please be one of the get mads. He turned away from me again and walked slowly toward the door. Why is he doing this? I felt anger boil up in my stomach, girl. Yes! How many times has he talked about how worthless he thinks his life is? He says he's doing this for me, but has he ever once thought about how I feel or what I want? Now he's just gonna go throw his life away? So excited. What's wrong with you? Best part of this game right now, I can tell you, because I am pissed, and I liked being able to take my anger out on him. My apologies. Don't throw your life away like this. You care about my life, right? Well, I care about yours. Oh, girl. It's not worthless. It's worth a lot. If you can't live for yourself, then do it for me, if you really care. Actually, don't let our friends kill you because the guilt will weigh on them for the rest of their lives and you are permanently damaging them mentally, and that's just fucking cruel. But if this is the way to get to him, sure. I tried to wipe some of the tears off of my face as Urabe struggled to find his words. But I made this deal to keep you safe. If I betray Count Hogstein again, that guarantee of safety is forfeit. Why is he still just thinking about me? I love this. This is the best part of this whole entire path. Does he really think I could live with myself if I knew he died to save me? He's being ridiculous. What's wrong with you? That wasn't as good as the last time. I did too much. What's wrong with you? Okay. My apologies. If Hogstein wants to hurt me, why don't you just protect me from that? What? Instead of locking me up and ignoring my feelings, why don't you face the problem head on and deal with it yourself? Goddamn asshole. And when you're in danger, I'll do the same for you. He fell to his knees, his face pale. I am the son of a criminal, and after colluding with Count Hogstein, I am a criminal myself. He still doesn't get it! I am so fucking stoked that all three of our get-mads are on him. You're not alone, Urabe! Why can't you pull yourself together? This is like the best 10 minutes in a game. What's wrong with you? My apologies. I fucking love this chapter. This has been the best 10 minutes of this whole entire route. Oh, God. Okay. Like, I don't particularly like him or his route or, like, anything about but I love it just for this. This 10 minutes has been the greatest part of this whole game just because I was so fucking pissed and then she gets to yell at him and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Because I just want to scream at this motherfucker and now we get to do it 3 times in a row and I am so happy right now. It's not even funny. I think this is the happiest I've ever felt in a game. Wow. That is some fucked up shit. Anyway. If you've done bad stuff, then turn yourself in and pay for what you did. I don't want to be a prison wife, Spacey. As long as you're alive, you can start over. I hugged him. I'll stick with you no matter what. Oh, God, why? No, we won't. Well, okay, con him into that, sure. Oh, Spacey. I felt him slump down in my arms, defeated. Big wet tears began to stream down his face. I wish we could just get mad again, but... Oh, really? Girl, no. Girl, no. I mean, this should be, like, beautiful and romantic, but it's like, seriously? The fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Anyway, Kimimaro, our lips touched and I closed my eyes. Worst kiss ever. By the time we'd left the room and arrived at the plaza, it was already afternoon. And today's attraction is supposed to be Round Table Coliseum Nights 4. Okay, let's go. So, okay, wait a minute. That was supposed to be day 6, right? And Animal Family Jamboree, Teddy Bear Picnic in the Woods, Pillow Fight, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, was originally day 7. We have been locked in the day 5 one. So they didn't do it on day 5. So what the fuck did they do on day 5? This is a giant loophole. Because even if the Coliseum was supposed to be 7, Family Band Jamboree was day 6, which was where we were about to go yesterday when Urabe came and stuffed us back in day 5. Okay. So now we're going to the Coliseum. Well, where was day 5 taking place then if we were locked in the place that day 5 should have been? What the fuck? I mean, he just magically created something else? I want to know. I want to fucking know, but we're never going to find out. That's just a loophole that they just figured we wouldn't think about, but I'm thinking about it and it makes me hate this path even more. It's just like Mayoshi's route where you were like, the time does not make fucking sense. What the fuck? Anyway, Kimimaro took my hand and we headed off toward the Coliseum. He had cried for a while, surrounded by the soft glow of the fish tanks. When he finally lifted his face, his eyes were red and his cheeks were wet. But his face was calm, and there was a sense of peace there that I hadn't felt before. Wait, when did I start calling him Kimimaro? Kimimaro is so fucking hard to say and also sounds awkward. I don't know why, but it does. I confess I'm a bit embarrassed. And that was quite a lot of crying for a grown man. Men can cry, Jesus fucking Christ. We were on our way to the final showdown. Oh, don't be silly. I'm just glad you're here with me. Yes, I'm glad to be here as well. His smile was more warm and open than I'd ever seen it. Gosh, I still kind of can't believe that actually worked. Oh, well, come on, let's hurry. They're waiting. She's like, I totally conned him. Not gonna be a prison wife. Fuck that shit. Shido and I are gonna get married. I gripped his hand tighter and ran faster. No, jazz hands, don't do this. Is this because I tripped you? What? Suddenly, Hogstein and several large piglets appeared in front of us. Oh, okay.
Once a traitor, always a traitor. Pretty ironic, wouldn't you say?
You...
Oh, yes, I heard everything.
Oink, oink.
Well, I heard most of it, but you started getting so sappy I had to turn it off. I'd say get a room, but... Or maybe I was a little jealous.
Wait, what did... But before I could finish, he cut me off with a murderous glare.
Anyway, if you're gonna try and stop my game, I'm not gonna let you off easy. I'll kill all the hostages, including Kimimaro Urabe's father.
Like, could you kill none of the hostages except for him? Is that an option? I felt Kimimaro's hand tighten around my own as his eyes narrowed, but he didn't move. Let us end this. I'll turn myself in and confess to everything, even my father's transgressions. You are not your father, and you are not responsible for his shit. God, why are you such an idiot? Anyway, and the law can judge me for both our sins. No, it can't. That's not how it works. No!
Are you? It's way too late for that. I've been waiting 12 years to gut that bastard at the very moment he thinks he's on top of the world. What the hell do you think kept me alive all that time?
He sounded furious, and even the way he talked had changed. Is this how he usually sounds? Geez, something must have really set him off. And this is where having the voice acting would have been kind of better if he was all of a sudden talking in a normal voice, and then you recognized him and were like, wait, that's the voice of that other character that we haven't made. I'm just saying, but that would have been a bad idea, because then you would have been like, well, then it's obvious that I'm just saying, I don't know for a fact, and I really hope that's not true, but it crossed my mind that maybe our last boyfriend was supposed to be Hogstein, and that will just really fucking irritate me. I don't know how you could, like, how? No. No. Urabe's route's pissing me off enough. We're gonna date Hogstein? No. You can't do that game. It could do that. Games have done worse to me, so looking at you, Seven Scarlet. Always looking at you for being the bastard. What happened to him 12 years ago?
Now if you think you, of all people, are gonna get in my way...
He pulled out a gun and pointed it straight at us with his little piglet hands. Because they're not real people hands. It's funny. Stay behind me. Kimimaro moved to put himself between me and Hogstein. Please, M2, hear me out. We do not intend to impede the progression of your game. We wish only to rejoin it as participants. I do not recall any rules that might prevent us from doing so.
Are you serious? You selfish, conniving, arrogant...
He laughed and cocked the gun. Let's go, Spacey. What? But he... Oh no, I hope he's not going to try and sacrifice himself again. It's going to be all right. He gave me a soft smile. I felt my nervousness melt away. Shall we? Okay. We walked slowly toward Hogstein, his gun still trained on us. I doubt he'll shoot. He isn't the sort to kill someone face to face. Hogstein glared at us, but showed no sign of moving out of our way. If all he wanted to do was kill us, then why make a game? Why set rules? I nodded as we walked past Hogstein.
Damn it!
That was the last thing I heard him say as we left the plaza. This is... The first room inside the attraction looked like an old Roman arena. Nobody's here. True, but I see a door. Perhaps we can catch up to them. Okay. We headed for the door. After passing through a dark hallway, we found ourselves in front of a circular stage. Do people fight here too? Why is it so dark? And this is where I was meant to fight. Really? You see the screen there. An image of the opponent would be shown on it. By altering the image, it would be a simple thing to obscure who one was really fighting. Oh. And then once they were beaten, Hogstein could reveal who you just killed. Look, another hallway! Excellent. Shall we? We made our way around the stage and through the door. After a little more walking, we found ourselves in a throne room. Where the fuck is everyone else? How the hell did they get this so fast? In front of the throne was a large stone with a sword stuck in it. Bright lights surrounded them. I don't know who's saying you're okay, but someone's, you're okay! Huh? Oh, hey! What are you two doing here? Hey, what's up? I missed our friends. Maybe they were right behind us. God, don't scare us like that! It's been too damn long since all 7 heroes faced down a challenge. There they were, all 5 of them. Fuck you, where's my boyfriend? Not this guy. The real boyfriend, though. Well, it would seem we've caught up. Yeah. I gently let go of his hand and ran over toward them. Oh, thank God, save me! He's crazy! I'm so glad you're all safe! I'm being held prisoner. Shido, you should know what kind of a trap I'm in. You're a cop. You should be able to see... Do you see me blinking repeatedly? I need help. Morse code. Help me. God, I don't know Morse code. Fuck. He just thinks that... Are you flirting with me? Yes, anything. Get me out of here. It looks like the 2 of you have done all right, too. When Shido spoke, I saw everyone's eyes shift over to Kimimaro. He looked down awkwardly. Oh. For a moment I froze, but I was worried for nothing. Good to have you back. And we're about to solve the last puzzle. More people on the team is always better. That's because Shido is just fucking amazing and I love him. His route better not let me down, that's all I'm saying. Shido. Yeah, we finally got the band back together! It would have been so much funnier if we were an Animal Family Band Jamboree, picnic, bedknobs, and broomsticks. Hocus pocus. You know, we really had a rough time after you left, Urabe. I apologize. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Ready to kick some tail?
Yes.
Shido smiled and patted Kimimaro on the shoulder, while Mitarashi yelled and pounded his chest. Of course he did. Wakasa pretended to pout while Mayoshi grinned, and Shirabe offered Kimimaro one of his snacks. They all still trust him. Welcome back, both of you. I love you so much. Everybody else joined in. Oh, jeez, I think I'm gonna cry. I looked up at Kimimaro, who was blinking rapidly against very watery eyes. In all seriousness, though, you showed up at the right time. We only got here a few minutes ago. Sorry we were late then. This is the puzzle, right? Yeah, there was an announcement about a little while ago. What was it? Mitarashi grinned from ear to ear and took a deep breath. Welcome one and all to the Chamber of the Holy Sword. The Sword of Knights is yours to hold, chosen knight of the Sword of Kings is yours to hold, chosen knights. Take it and claim the throne. Whoa! That was pretty good! You sounded just like it! No he didn't, because I'm the fucking announcer, and Announcer Spacey didn't fucking say that. Right? All sorts of awesome. He kinda is, not gonna lie. He puffed out his chest as Wakasa clapped politely. I felt myself smiling and looked around to see everyone else doing the same. Shido's right, though. We can't let our guard down just because this is the last puzzle. We still have to be careful and think it through. I took a deep breath. I'm so excited we get to do a puzzle! Just as I did, I felt a hand on my shoulder and looked up to see Kimimaro smiling softly down at me. My anxiety melted away. If that announcement is any indication, it seemed that the trick is to remove the sword from the stone. But it looks like it's stuck in there pretty good. Shido took a close look at the sword. He poked at the blade and grabbed the handle, then shook his head. It's solid metal. As far as I can tell, it's extremely heavy. There's nothing on the throne. He and Mayoshi had been examining it. So it's not the throne, and it's not the sword, and that leaves... He stared at the stone. Right. I think it's safe to assume we need to do something with the stone. The top of the stone was flat, and several different patterns were drawn on it. I wonder what these mean. It looks rather like a clock. He was frowning in thought at the top of the stone, his voice barely above a mumble. I hadn't noticed it until he mentioned it, but it did look kind of like a clock. It doesn't have any hands, though. And perhaps it's more like a sundial. You mean one of those things where the shadow shows what time it is? Yeah, look over there. See how the light is hitting the sword at an angle and casting a shadow? And if you think of the stone like a clock face, then the shadow's at 12 o'clock. You're right! Just like he'd said, the shadow was pointing to 12. But it's past 4 p.m. I don't think this is connected to what time it actually is. He tapped his watch as he spoke. Right, and if this really was a sundial, then the shadow would have to move, but... Yeah, we can't really move the sword, huh? So you move the stone. Maybe there's a switch somewhere that'll move the light? Or that. It sounded reasonable, so we split up and looked. But after several minutes of searching, we turned up nothing. We're out of clues. Damn it! This is a pain in the ass. He swore under his breath and stalked over to the sword and the stone. Hey, careful there, pal. Might not want to touch it. Oh yeah? Well, if I don't, we're dead anyway, so why the hell not? If you want to sit around and wait to blow up, be my guest. He grabbed the sword by the hilt and started to heave and grunt. That sure looks productive. Let's run over that announcement again. We were going through it word by word when Mitarashi suddenly spoke up. Whoa, hey you guys! He began waving urgently and we all looked up. I thought this thing was way too heavy to move, but I think it does. What? Shido leapt up and ran over. The rest of us followed. See, look. He grabbed the hilt and pulled on it with all of his weight. The sword moved. Whoa, he's right. I'm not the only one who saw that, right? You think if we pull, maybe we can get it out?
Yeah, you think we can beat it that way?
No. He shook his head. And that might allow us to pass through this challenge, but we'll not have defeated Count Hogstein on his own terms. I think it's best to solve this puzzle, not circumvent it. I agree. It looks like we're on the same page. He gave Urabe a small grin. Look! We all turned to look at him. The shadows moved. What? He was right. The shadow was pointing to 1, not 12. What did you do, Mirashi? Huh? I didn't do anything, just trying to pull this stupid thing out. As if to demonstrate, he yanked on the sword again. Of course. What is it? Let me see that. Shido pushed past Mirashi, grabbing the crossbar of the sword, and pushed like it was a crank. The stone! As Shido pushed, the sword and stone began to slowly rotate. Of course. Huh? Hey, come on, guys. What's going on? We aren't supposed to change the direction of the light. We just rotate the stone, and that changes where the shadow lands on it. Oh, so when Mitarashi was messing with it, he rotated the stone. Correct. Whoa, whoa. You're making it sound like I just stumbled onto it. I put in a lot of hard work. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Right. Good boy. I like that somebody good boyed one of these fuckers. I'm sorry, I know they haven't said it in this game, I don't think, but I hate it when people in games like, good girl, go fuck yourself. Good boy. It's like, yeah, see how condescending it sounds? Hey, don't get smart. Yeah, it sounds condescending, but when you call me a good girl, I'm supposed to be like, okay, great, give me a biscuit. Assholes. Shinabe rubbed his beard thoughtfully. So, now we can move the shadow on the sundial. Yeah. All we have to do is figure out what number to set it to, and we're in like Flynn. Well, it's a normal 12-hour clock, so we've got 12 choices. Just keep doing it until you get to it. And then the wisest option is to check them one by one. Shido, if you could. He nodded to Kimimaro and began to slowly rotate the stone. At each number he would stop, and I could hear a quiet click. Unfortunately, nothing else happened. We tried stopping on the actual current time, but nothing happened. That was all 12 hours and nothing. He frowned. Do you think just putting it in a specific number isn't enough? And traditionally, the announcements have given us some manner of hint. Well, it said, "Welcome, one and all, to the Chamber of the Holy Sword, and the Sword of Kings is yours to hold. Chosen knights, take it and claim the throne." One and all. Right. But nothing in there seems to indicate a number. I mean, 1 is a number. Assholes. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying. So we're stumped again. Hey man, we still got time. Don't give up yet. I'm sure there's just something we missed. It was a nice sentiment, but it didn't change the fact that we were still stuck. I frowned and racked my brain for anything. Number. Oh! I think I might have figured it out. Good job, kid. What is it? Well, remember in Alice Cart where the Queen of Hearts had a Q on it? And this time we got a king, so maybe it's K. No, that wouldn't work. The number for K would be 13, and the dial only goes up to 1, but goes up to 12. God, my brain was literally just set out what I was thinking. The dial only goes up to 12. Yes, but number 1 would be the 13th hour on a non-12, on a 24-hour clock, so. And they did say 1 and all, so technically Toa is closer to right. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying he's got a thing. Oh, right. Shoot, I thought I was really onto something. I guess we're back to square one. Wait, hold on, Wakasa. We already tried stopping on each number from 1 to 12. That means it can't be one of those numbers. Then, that would mean... Haha! I know what the thing is, but I don't understand how it fits. But, alright, first I need to go over what's happened so far. There are 12 numbers on the stone, and we did a full rotation, but none of them did anything. Okay, I get it. Then Wakasa realized that one of the words from the announcement might correspond to a number. On playing cards, king would be K, and it would correspond to 13. But the dial only goes up to 12, so we can't move it to 13. On the other hand, 1 through 12 didn't work, so it has to be something else. So how are we going to get it to the right number? It's not something else, that's not the right one, I was just doing this. It's full rotation. So that was the thing, full rotation. So, but they did that, and I was like, okay, so I don't understand. But then when I was like, when they're like, 1 in all, okay, well, maybe it's 1. And that would explain full rotation. We've done a full. And then he's like, well, 13, a K. And they're like, that's 13. That would be 1 o'clock. And that goes with what she's saying. Maybe it's another, we've already done a full rotation, so maybe there's something else. Yes, 13. Okay. That makes sense. And maybe if I grabbed a hold of the sword and tried to rotate the stone. But it was too heavy. I do believe you're onto something. Right? But it's so heavy. Please allow me to assist you. He stepped forward and placed his hand on the sword just above my own. We both took a deep breath and pushed. If I'm right, this should do it. We pushed until the shadow had made a full circuit and kept going. Stop it here! We both let go just as the shadow fell into the number just past 12. 1. I told you. Toa was right. Of course. It's so simple. That's the 13th position. The stone ground to a stop. With a cheerful ding, some mechanism began to push the sword up and out of the stone. Because they were doing it, we stopped at 1, we stopped at 2, we stopped at 3, but you actually go and you actually have to stop at 13, so you spin it all the way around. It slid out of the top and fell to the floor with a clang. A glorious throne room completed. Stage 7 is complete. You have been granted an audience with the Count. Shido ran up to us before the echoes of the announcement had faded. Excellent work. I know, I'm fucking smart. Thanks, but I was just... Spacey, you... Before I could speak, Kimimaro threw his arms around me. You're an incredible person. I've been truly blessed to meet you. Kimimaro... Whoa, what the hell? When did you two hook up? I mean, we've been gone for 3 days. What the fuck do you think we were doing? I was trapped in a room by myself, but, you know, whatever. It wasn't on the 3rd night after you left to go look for him. Or maybe it took you a couple days to get close. More likely it was both, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's clear they got up to something. Wow, perverts! Keep your dicks in your pants. Whoa, hold on there! Nothing like that happened. It was literally 5 minutes ago. We just talked and got to know each other, and I had to con him into thinking I was in love with him so he'd let me free because he's fucking crazy, and someone help me. Shido, help me. You know what? Look who's talking. Look who's talking, gonna bang me soon. Jesus Christ. Is this true, Urabe? She's pretty smart and she's got a good heart, but she is a high school student. Coming from someone who's gonna get in my pants, I don't think you should be judging. You don't seem to be the kind of man who'd do anything bad. But if you did anything to her, he threatened me. Oh, come on, seriously, Shido? I'd be surprised if they'd even kissed. Meanwhile, Shido didn't get all defensive when it was Mitarashi. He was like, no, he's my bro and I trust him. But he's like, fucking Urabe. You son of a bitch, we're all just pretending to like you. Kissed? Oh man, you were bright red. It looks like you bet too low, Mitarashi. I love Shido so much. I don't know if I can do this in his voice. It's gonna be terrible anyway. Urabe! I did nothing of the sort. We haven't yet kissed. Yet? Uh-oh. We beat the game, but it looks like Urabe's not gonna make it out alive. Guys, come on! This is all just a misunderstanding! We also did kiss, what the fuck? Like... Right as the words left my mouth, the door opened with a loud, heavy creaking. I'm fucking dead. This is... Okay. This chapter was good. We got to go back and play a thing. We got to yell at Urabe 3 times. And this fucking joking with our buddies is great. And Shido's reactions are fucking priceless. I still don't like Urabe, but like, fuck, this is great. Whoa, it's open! We all went silent. We did it! We beat 7 days of games! Yes, we did. Fine. Because we got through this together, I'm gonna look the other way. This time. But no more kissing until she graduates. I'm fucking 18, technically, I think, she said. Oh, lighten up, detective. It's not like she's your daughter. Just let him be happy. It's gonna be so creepy when we go down his route. Besides, the time we were getting the hell out of here, I still need to go grab Mai and let her know we're all right. Man, you guys are making me a little jealous. Maybe once we finally get out of here, I'll see if I can snag myself a wife. Probably a little too early for me to be looking for a wife. I wouldn't mind a girlfriend. Hard to find a cute girl like you, though. Yeah, even the girls in games would have a hard time topping you. Oh my god! What the fuck even is this? This is like almost the creepiest. Like, you know they're all in love with you and they're all right, but then they're all like, yeah, you're hot, yeah, you're fine. Okay, this is getting creepy all of a sudden. This is like fucking weird. Like, dude, it's only been 7 days. I'm not the last fucking vagina on the planet. Jesus. Maybe I should leave the house once in a while. I mean, for Mayoshi is like, yeah, not even the girls in games can top you. That's because I'm real, and exactly, maybe leave the house once in a while. There's plenty of girls out there. They made their way out the door one by one until just Kimimaro and I were left. Shall we? Okay. I took the hand he offered, and together we stepped through the door. Yeah, she's still in high school. Shido, you were the smartest person here, and yet it's gonna be straight out the fucking window when you want to get your dick wet. Jesus. Outside, Shido looked up at Castle Hogstein, towering over us in the night sky. And that's where we're going. I didn't expect this chapter to be this long. The castle? Oh, we made a deal with Hogstein. If we beat today's game, we get to meet with him in person. Yeah, I'm not gonna feel better till I buried a boot in his ass. That's why he loved Mitarashi. And then you'd better hurry. He's gonna be gone. Hurry? Why? He told me that if 7 days were to pass with his identity remaining secret, he'd release the hostages and abscond. Do you hear that? We all went silent, and in the distance I could hear the faint sounds of sirens. If the police were here, then that meant the hostages must have been released. And we're not gonna let him get away. Come on! Let's go, gang! Ruh-roh, Raggy! Hell yeah! Kimimaro looked at the others as they headed off toward the tower and sighed sadly. I am afraid I cannot accompany you. I must leave for the entrance immediately. What are you planning to do? I'll turn myself into the authorities. I must make amends for my crimes. Everyone stopped in their tracks and turned around. We're all going to be like, you had nothing to do with this. I'm honestly and truly happy and honored to have met you. All of you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. He bowed slightly and everyone stared in silence. Kimimaro. I put one of my hands on his shoulder. He looked over at me and smiled. I wouldn't be going to face Hogstein either. Your mind is made up? Yes, I'll tell them everything. But I know you did some stuff, but do you really have to go turn yourself in? I mean, Hogstein's the bad guy, right? You helped us out a bunch. And it doesn't matter. He was in on the plot. That means he's liable. Shut up! You shut up! Wait, why am I defending Urabe? You know what? Still, shut up! He's supposed to be our friend, and even though I don't want to date him and live in a cage in his basement, I'm just saying, shut up! But he and Spacey just got together. If he turns himself in, they're gonna get split up. And Toe's like, oh, you know what? No, you should turn yourself in. Spacey, I'm here for you if you need me. We went through a lot of stuff together. Urabe's one of us. Oh, Wakasa. Sometimes a man's gotta stand up and take his lumps. And that's all Urabe's trying to do. Okay, he's not wrong. He patted Wakasa on the back. And now dry those tears. Be a man and say goodbye. Hey! Real men can cry, Shirabe. Jesus fucking Christ. Child beater. What? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. He's gonna be okay. In this case, I think they'll probably take extenuating circumstances into account. I doubt he'll be locked up for too long. That's too long. Any time is too long. I hope not. What the hell are you guys freaking out about? I've woken up in jail tons of times, and they always let me out right away. They whine a little first, but it's not that bad. Fucking Mitarashi, I love him. They're just throwing you in the drunk tank, you lush. We're talking about prison here, not jail. It's a whole different story. I understand why you did what you did, Urabe, but I think you know I can't condone it. Yes. But you seem to want to do the right thing, and I can admire that. And so until you get out, we're not going to consider any of this finished. Ishido. We're friends. You know that. Yes. He shook hands with the other men, then turned to me and smiled. Oh my god! You bitches can't just fucking bro hug? I want a group bro hug. Shall we? Of course. I waved goodbye, and then together, we walked toward the entrance. And this is goodbye. He stopped. I could see a semicircle of police cars beyond the front gate. I nodded. If it isn't too much to ask, will you wait for me? I nodded. No, I shook my head. You don't need to ask. I already promised, remember? I'll stick with you no matter what. Why? Yes, you're right, of course. I'm gonna guess the bad ending is he's like, goes to prison and tells us not to wait for him, and then that'll actually be probably not bad. I'd probably be okay with the bad ending this time. He smiled and hugged me one last time. Please do not forget me. I will return to you, I promise. I could never forget you, or he's gonna get murdered in prison. Whatever. Our kiss tasted a little bit like tears. 10 years later. Okay, so this is obviously... It has been 2 years! Gosh, can't believe it's already been 2 years. Now we're 20. It hadn't felt anywhere near that long. The events at the park had been quickly picked up by the media, and all of us had gone through a lot as a result. But ultimately, all of that had been overshadowed when the CEO of a major construction company was arrested on a number of very serious charges. The following investigation had turned up the truth behind a number of old, unsolved cases. Kimimaro had been given a shortened sentence in consideration of his extenuating circumstances and his willingness to assist investigators. Still, he had been told to serve time. He hadn't been allowed to take his crystal ball into prison, of course, but he'd still managed to practice his trade inside, and it had made him popular. We'd exchanged countless letters over the last several years, and I'd been able to visit him a few times. We'd promised to live together once he got out. Okay, I will give this props. This is like 2 years later. Okay, good. It really kind of sucked in Color Malice when you were like, I love you, Shiraishi. And he's like, I'm going to jail. And you're like, I'll just wait for you. And that's how it ended. You're like, this is the happy fucking ending? Fuck you. No. At least we had to be a prison wife, but we didn't have to sit there. And it wasn't like, someday I'll see him again. And you're like, what? Anyway. Well, come on. Let's get going. Our uncle is totally acceptable with us dating a guy who tried to kill him and blow up his theme park. I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot of fucking plot holes in this that I don't like. Oh, right. I heard my uncle call from downstairs and leapt up from the sofa to open the door. Today was a big day. Oh, God. Kimimaro's coming home. Who's saying thank you for everything? Is it him? Well, thank you for everything. I don't know. Anyway, somebody said that. Well, go on. Hey! I can see you're dying to run over there and hug him. Just do it. Okay, fine. I can't believe our uncle is okay with this. My uncle gave me a friendly nudge and I ran. Some weird fucking Japan, you weird. I don't know. Kimimaro! Oh, look, her hair grew out! It's so cute! I love that they actually, like, changed her in the 2 years since high school. That's so cute! Oh, I like that. I leapt into his arms. He looked thinner than he had when he'd gone in, but he still caught me with ease. You've come to pick me up. Of course! Wild horses couldn't keep me away. I hugged him harder and he laughed. And not that I don't appreciate your affection, but Everyone is looking. No way. I'm not letting you go until I make up for the last 2 years. Girl! But we must meet up with the others to celebrate our completion of the game. And we've yet to find a, house. Once our life has calmed down somewhat, you can trust that we will both have ample opportunity to make up for lost time, among other things. Damn! Keep it in your pants. Keep it in your kimono. Okay. I felt his breath on my ear as he whispered, and my cheeks went red. Shall we? I don't wish to keep your uncle waiting. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. He'd already turned to go, but I tugged on his hand and pulled him back. I stood on tiptoe to whisper into his ear. Welcome home, Kimimaro. It's good to be home, Spacey. Okay, I'm not going to lie, the ending wasn't bad. It's kind of a touching moment, even though I still kind of think he's a douchehole. And like, the fuck, everything was wrong in that path. But like, the ending, you're like, aw, it was kind of sweet and tugs at your heartstrings. And you're like, fuck, but I don't enjoy him. And I don't like what he did. And I just, no, we shouldn't have waited for him. But the end, but that ending, you're like, oh, it's kind of cute. Wait, what the fuck happened to me? What just happened? Yeah. Take my hand. You were like, okay, you're fun. Like, look, he's walking around with a crystal ball. He's fucking crazy. You like him, and then you get in his path, and you're like, the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Back in the days where it was like, oh, he's just fun and a little crazy. It's okay. Before he went fucking nutter butters. Okay. I do love this one because I love the look on her fucking face. I just love the look on her fucking face. It's fucking great. My God. And then he's like, look on your face is funny. I could have clicked the other button. Oh. Oh, he's fucking crazy. Even up to this point, I was like, he's crazy and strange, but it's totally okay. And like, I was like, okay, whatever, we're fine with it. It was just when all the stuff started coming on, you were like, wait, this is batshit insane. And then I'm gonna keep you imprisoned. What the fuck? What the fuck? It just went downhill from there. Went all downhill. I think they could have done it better. Like, where, you know, maybe he didn't have to be, like, super good or anything. Like, that crazy face, man. That is fucking insane. Oh, we got all of them. Huh. Yeah, like, the look on her face is just resigned, too. Well, this is my life now. Fuck. But, yeah, I don't know. It was going along fine. Like, okay, yeah, you know, he's the traitor and whatever, and okay. And then he tells the story and you're like, wait, the logic, seriously flawed logic. And that's the problem I think I have the most. Not like, okay, he was tricked into it or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's not the problem I have with it. Like, I could have gotten behind the path and been okay. Like, okay, well, you were tricked into it and then you didn't. But you knew he was going to kill people. You were totally okay with that, even though you hated your father for that. Like, the actual fuck! Again, what's wrong with you? Like, I can't forgive that fucking psychopathic logic that you have. Like, that's just fucking insane. And then you trap me in a room. The fuck? Nope. Nope. Turned off. But the little ending where they go and pick him up and then you're like, oh, that's kind of cute. It was still cute, but it doesn't. The whole route's a little sour still because of all the other stuff. But yeah, so we'll do the bad ending in the next part. So that'll be a short part, I'm sure. It'll probably be like 5 whole fucking minutes. But yeah, that's how it works. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.